All right, can everyone hear us? Tom, I can't believe you're not here. It's outrageous. Okay, so we've got advisory on with David is by Zoom. We've got 2 select board members, town manager, I think everyone else, Todd's here, Chief's here, other folks are here. Okay, this should be pretty regular, let's hope. So number 1, reports, no motion. I have heard that library trustees, do we know of anyone else? Is there anything on select board end in terms of committee reports, any building updates, anything like that that we're hearing? Sue, anything on you guys?
No, we're going to wait till spring.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So just library right now. If folks are hearing of additional stuff that people want to talk about, then just let me know before the meeting. All right, number 2, there are no unpaid bills. I'm taking that from an IP.
Correct.
Number 3 is pretty much as printed in the warrant. Is there any change? I'm looking at it just to see from free cash.
Oh, you separated out the ambulance on a different,
I did in the motion, just rearrange the table. I think it's fine to do it from the warrant article. I just thought that.
yeah, it makes more sense.
That's actually Article 4.
Oh, that's right, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Article 3 is use of free cash, we're putting money back into stabilization. There are no changes, Mr. Moderator.
And
I have a question. I don't have any updated version of the motions from what we delivered to folks. So
I didn't update any. I don't know if anyone else updated.
Update something that I.
No, I was actually, that was the warrant I updated. It wasn't the motions.
Okay.
Okay.
We did send revised motions to Mike this morning.
Okay, I haven't gotten those.
Is that what I'm looking at right now, Andrew?
I don't know.
But the only change to that was there was no motion under Article 11.
Fine.
So we drafted a motion under Article 11, but I think the rest of them are all the same.
Okay, we'll talk about it when we get to it.
Yep.
And just to confirm, and I could go back and look, we have accepted the statute and created the Special Education Stabilization Fund, as well as transfers. I'm looking at the motion. So we got Norfolk County Ag High School. What is that?
So the high school, when we originally did the budget, there were 12 students enrolled in Norfolk Agricultural School, and we actually have 13 students that are attending there. So that's to pay for the annual cost of sending one additional student to Norfolk Agricultural School.
So, and what is the Metacom and emergency assessment?
So Metacom, when they gave us their budget information, they estimated what their increase for health insurance was going to be for the fiscal year of 2026. They have since gotten their actual numbers from their insurance carrier, and that is the increase that they're getting for, that's our portion of the increase for their health insurance costs for fiscal year 2026.
Okay, all right. Okay, so no changes here. 4.
So Article 4 is the use of capital funds. We've got 2 projects that we want to do. One of them is the police radios. We've got a major issue with our infrastructure, and the radios in general are end of life and they're breaking on us. So the only capital, there were a bunch of capital requests that we got from various departments, but I didn't think it was appropriate to take those to a special town meeting.
But
I deferred all those.
no change from what's in the warrant here, right?
No changes, sir.
So I would like
No.
to add, in addition to as displayed on the screen, is as printed in the warrant and displayed on the screen.
Okay.
Article 5.
That one's mine.
That one's yours. I mean,
Pretty straightforward. It's
yeah,
just clean
I
up
mean,
the-
ideally, we'd move fees out of the bylaws altogether.
Exactly.
They don't belong there because
I
we have to
agree.
keep doing this,
This
but,
is something that happened prior to me.
no, that, it's fine. I mean,
But yeah, just cleaning them up.
That's okay.
And then raising, the only one that's going up is the street books, list book price. And that's simply because it was $10 and the cost to us is 21 and change. So just moving it to cover our cost.
okay. All right. I think we should just, my editorial comment, the article's fine, the motion's fine. I think maybe we should think about moving things that are going to change frequently out of bylaws. Article 6, pretty straightforward. Is there going to be any discussion on that, or is it mostly non-controversial stuff? I assume pretty straightforward. Right? Someone? Anyone?
I would I would provide the comment that we've never done this before because we were apparently doing it incorrectly, and this is the first time we've actually adopted the NCTV budget at town meeting, so someone might ask that question.
You're muted, Mike.
I know, I'm trying to do this on my cell phone and it's not actually helping me here. And I apologize, Mr. Moderator, for not being there. I had a retirement board meeting this morning in North Attleboro that I had to attend. But yeah, this was something that we discovered. We've actually been sending the payments directly to Norfolk, cable TV, and it really, the Mass General Law is that and TOR is determined that that's really revenue that we should be booking, and we've set up the accounts. We set it up at the annual town meeting. This is just making sure that we do the process correctly and get the appropriate authorization to pay those funds. So it's more of a housekeeping thing that we need to just get done and then go forward with a contract with NCTV.
Okay. So Article 7, I don't love how vague Article 7 is. So I hope someone likely on the Community Preservation Committee is going to be prepared to describe it. I mean, to me, there's no way to assess, and I'm assuming Tom has reviewed what this is, and that it fits within the Community Preservation Act, but it is incredibly vague. I see that there's also some additional for the planned pickleball courts, which is fine, but I would expect that someone's gonna describe this. So if anyone's talking to the folks at the CPC, I think that would be an expectation. Dave?
We're going to be in Proto, actually.
Okay. Whoever, I don't
He's going to
care.
talk to us about it. I mean,
Right.
Cindy will probably introduce her, but then Ann will be the project describer.
I mean, to me, the article lacks the requisite detail to describe a legitimate Community Preservation Act expenditure, but as long as the motion, I might suggest that there be a little more clarity in the motion, but I'm going to leave that to Tom and and Proto to do, because I don't think this is sufficiently descriptive. I know that DOR doesn't really care anymore what we do with our CPA funds. They don't scrutinize it or check in on it, but it's pretty vague. So, Tom, if you want to...
We'll build it out in a motion.
Yeah, I'm sure there's specific things, and I think that we should be prepared to build it in the motion, and then if it's not just plainly obvious in the motion, then someone should be available to speak to it. That's what I would prefer. 8 seems okay. Nine seems okay. 10, we're just changing the demolition delay from 6 to 12 months. Is that right?
Yes.
That's going to be popular. We're going to get some questions on that. I've seen a few of those recently. I've seen it go to 18 months.
Wow.
And, maybe no one will put their hand up in the air on it and discuss it, because there's probably not as many structures here that it applies to. But my experience is that people can get ornery about this if they think about it. So just be prepared to answer it.
There will be people.
There's a member of our committee who may speak on this in opposition, so, for instance.
Yeah. I don't, it's perfectly legal. I have no issue with it, but people should be prepared to explain the rationale for going from 6 to 12. 12 is kind of in the middle belt. I see 9 months a lot. I see 12 months a little bit. So it's fine, just someone should be prepared to defend it if that's what they're putting forward. Okay, so let's, 11. We are doing that by eminent domain, or tell me about this roadway acceptance here.
So we are doing
I
it
think
by,
we're leaving the option open,
Okay,
but we expect to be
So-
able to acquire it by gift.
okay. So it's just going to be the typical omnibus motion, Tom, that authorizes, so that's just going to convert it to 2/3, but, okay. Is
And
there,
this will, and so if you look at the plan, I don't love the way the plan looks. I don't think it's descriptive enough. So in the motion, we're going to build it out with a meets and bounds description.
okay.
Thank you. That's why.
So I assume that if it's eminent domain, that it's a $0 eminent domain, so we don't need an appropriation here or to think about that, Tom, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. 12, zoning. I think I have a report on this already. Did I get sent that, Rich, I think?
I think so.
I think so. Any discussion, debate on this, buy-in between planning
Yeah.
and, so Dave,
Yes.
what on your end is going on with this?
So a couple of members raised concerns about the issues around what a mobile home versus a recreational vehicle was, as well as what the term occupancy meant. Unfortunately, we had a vote that was 4-3 in favor, and then a person had dropped off because of the computer issues. When they came back, we retook it. The vote was a tie, and then so we then voted to IP it. I don't know what's going to happen. I think Rich heard a lot of the discussion around the issues that were raised by our members.
But your members are going to be able to articulate their reasons
I
for,
hope so. Yes, they, in there right up.
well, I'm gonna want them to, because, you know, if I let you go first with an IP, as opposed to asking for relief from our usual practice to allow the planning board to move it affirmatively, I would expect that there'd be some defense of the IP motion, which you normally, the advisory normally does. So I just want to make sure, it can be just no one has to write a book on it, but I expect the advisory board is going to say why.
Yes.
Okay. And Rich, I don't know, how strongly does the planning board feel about this?
Strong, actually.
Okay.
But they're strong in the sense that it really is kind of supporting the ZBA in terms of being able to do this from the cases so they sponsor well, technically the planning board is a sponsor, but it was brought to them by the zoning board of appeals for some cases that were enforcement situations, and so they do support it. They'll defend it.
Well, so,
And-
but here's how it works, just so everyone's clear.
We'll have to make a
If they
motion.
move to indefinitely postpone, and I'm happy to work with the planning board on the form of this, and because Carol and I are going to need to have it nailed down. If they want a motion to substitute, that would be the procedural device to get it in. I'm fine with that. So in the past, sometimes they've been content to let it get indefinitely postponed and fight another day. But if they feel strongly about it, then you and me and Carol are going to need to know what the motion to substitute is. It could be just simply move to substitute with a motion to approve as printed in the warrant, but you're going to need to tell me and
Okay.
Carol about that before town meeting. I'm fine with it. I just,
Yeah.
because our bylaws are a little quirky and they allow the advisory board to make the initial motion, even if it's a negative motion, I want you to know how to get to where you want to be.
Okay.
So, and I'm happy to help with that, just, but
Okay. All right. Thank
I'd
you.
rather not do it while Carol and I are juggling a million things on the night
Oh,
of
sure.
town meeting.
Yeah. And I did, David, I did watch the advisory board at the end, so I
Yep.
think prepared to be able to clarify it. So,
Right.
Yeah.
The other way you can do it is you could defeat the motion to indefinitely postpone and then make a motion right after that. That can be another way to do it. It's a little bit more of a high stakes kind of
Yeah.
thing. So, but it's up to you how you want to do it. But my goal is to help you.
Okay. Well, we have a
procedurally.
meeting Monday evening, the planning board, so we'll,
That's fine. Just reach out to me
Okay.
and I'll help you get it into the form you want it to.
okay. All right.
Okay.
Great. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. 13, also motion to indefinitely postpone. So same deal, David, you all have a rationale as to why you want to do that?
Yeah, there are a couple reasons. There's a couple folks on the committee that are strictly in favor of keeping the current escalating process in place. And I raised a concern, which is kind of where I'm coming at it, that the planning board has indicated they're going to come back in the spring with more changes to the B1 district, which is and part of an overall general update on development. Rich, I don't want to, I'm speaking for you basically, but we were wondering why this didn't get kicked into that rather than now. And there are some reasons, and Rich forwarded me some information after we took our vote, which I have forwarded to the members. And Rich, we'll talk about it at the meeting before town meeting, but we're not going to re-vote at that point. I don't think we want.
But you might. Is there a possibility
I
that,
forwarded Rich's email where he asked us to re-vote it. I don't know if we've got it.
okay, I mean, I'm fine either way. I'm just, and I know that sometimes you take these votes on the night of town meeting, and I'll try and attend your meeting before then so that we know. But again, same deal, Rich.
Same, yeah.
If you guys care about this one enough, then we're going to go through the same procedural stuff. It's your call.
And we do.
Okay.
Fair.
Right.
We do too.
Okay. personally, I hate payments in lieu, but I'm not voting, so I
That
don't
was
think,
one of the issues. that was
I don't think
raised.
they ever accomplish anything, frankly. Okay, so that's fine, so let's just work together on that, make sure. I want to help the planning board.
Yep.
So you and them should feel free to just approach me with whatever you want to do.
Okay.
And if what you want to do is tweak it a little bit too, we can accomplish any of that, but Carol and I can't wait until
No, by no means.
6:55 to be
No.
able to do this stuff.
We don't want to put you in that position, and I think the recommendation would be a tweak, so.
Okay.
We'll discuss that Monday
Right.
evening.
Okay. All right.
What time is the meeting? You want me to come?
Sure,
Okay.
7 PM. Zoom only.
All the better.
Okay. Article 14 is a citizen's petition. I'll give folks a little bit of history, and then I'll tell you what my plan is in terms of communicating to town meeting and to Mr. Sprague, who I think is the kind of the administrator of, so to speak, of this particular condition. Mr. Sprague contacted me shortly after last town meeting about this very thing, and I told him, this is 4 or 5 months ago, what he would have to do, which is to do a special act, and I'm not the person to draft it for him, but he should, contact some people that could. He evidently, chose to go with the more simplistic approach, which is, his prerogative. It's a citizen's petition. They can do whatever they want. This is not legal. Tom knows this is insufficient. The explanation is correct. What I will allow, and I've seen some potential different motions on this, including a motion to switch gears and actually do a special act. I won't accept that motion. It's beyond the scope. This calls for a simple change by a bylaw, and jumping to a legislative special act, to me, is beyond the scope. I've explained that to Mr. Sprague. I'm not sure he loved the explanation, but it was a civil exchange, so I hope he takes that to heart. What I will allow is that this motion is treated as kind of a resolution, so to speak, a non-binding resolution, just to get a flavor of what the town thinks about it, if he wants. If he doesn't want to do that, that's fine. But the procedural wrinkle, and I've already spoken to David about this, is that normally my practice with citizens petitions, because I want to encourage people to participate, is I ask the advisory board to suspend the rule under the bylaw and allow the citizens petitioner to make a legal motion first, because I don't want to dissuade people by the dark arts of parliamentary procedure not to participate. So if he has a legal initial motion, I will allow him to make it first. Then the advisory board could, if they want, move immediately to indefinitely postpone after, and that would be the motion on the floor. So that's still out there in front of us, because I don't know. I heard, through the grapevine, which I don't trust, that there were potential other motions and petitions and things like that. Obviously, the warrant's closed, signed, done, so there's nothing else here. So this is what we have. I give Mr. Sprague a lot of credit for, bringing this forward. Whether I agree with it or not or care about it isn't relevant. I want people to participate, but I can't get this article to the floor in a way that would be binding. And I've looked at it up and down. I've had a little bit of an exchange with Dave. Tom knows my position on this, and that's the way it's going to be. I'm happy to have more conversations with Mr. Sprague or anyone else, and that may happen on November 5th, but that's where I'm at with this. And I don't know if anyone wants to comment on it or not, but that's the way this is going to happen. So anything on that? So
Was
at the Norfolk Citizens Academy, he was collecting additional signatures. I do not know to what end.
It's too late. I mean, I saw a comment, if you can trust anything that exists on Facebook, that they were going to present a petition at the time of town meeting, which obviously wouldn't be timely. I know he was going to try and get town council's opinion, and I don't need to shield town council's opinion, but I'm not going to ask for town council's opinion on this. Tom and I have a good back and forth on this. At least that's not my current plan. So I don't think we have to go there. I know that Tom has supported basically where I'm at right now with this. So that's kind of where we are. And again, I actually messaged Ben after the last meeting and thanked him for getting up and speaking about another matter. It's good to see some activity, and it came on the heels of a tough election season, for him and others. So I give him a lot of credit, but that's not going to get this motion on the floor in a binding way. So, and again, happy to talk to people about it. I want there to be citizens petitions that are legal to debate it on town meeting. So that is that. This is going to be a quick meeting. And if anyone has anything else, any presentations, whatever, let me know before town meeting. I've got a bunch of other town meetings I'm preparing for, so I may not respond immediately, but I will get back to you. Anything else on the select board side?
I'm just worried that you've jinxed us. That's
I was going to say, Jay, your record is like 48 minutes. I don't know if you're going to get there.
I don't know. It could be close, but I've never had a 2-night town meeting, and I won't. And this is not a 2-night town warrant. So the question is whether or not we're home by 9 p.m. So, which I fully expect we will be. So.
And Anita and I are betting against that.
You're betting against what?
We're betting against you, Jay. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the one with the gavel, so it's not a fair fight, but in any event. Okay. Anything else that folks have while we're assembled here? We're in good shape, right?
Yep.
No other announcements at the beginning? No honorariums or anything else by the select board at this time?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, nothing? Okay. All right. Sounds good. We'll see everyone in a few weeks.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.